Hey guys, Level Cap here, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Gaming. Following this week's messy update to Battlefield 5, DICE have made a couple of quality of life adjustments to the game. You can now find the weekly Tides of War progression tree in-game during matches. DICE have also increased how often the new map Al Sindan rotates through in Squad Conquest and TDM. It'll now appear twice per rotation in Squad Conquest and 4 times in TDM. Both playlists will go back to their regular rotations on Monday, meaning each map will only play once per rotation. Conquest and Breakthrough will be added to Al Sindan in a future update. We still don't have an exact ETA. An Easter egg that involved building a seamlessly endless staircase in Battlefield 5's test range was apparently launched before intended and was disabled on Wednesday. Some players spent many hours trying to figure out what it all meant, to no avail. Another Easter egg, the previously data-mined handgun, has made its way into the game. Once found, it replaces your primary weapon with, well, your hand. When fired, your character makes shooting noises with their voice, and comic book style word bubbles pop up on the screen. It's all fun and games until you go to reload though. The handgun will remain in your weapon slot until you die. Data mining from the game's Chapter 4 update has revealed some new weapons. A barbed wire gadget and beach landing mode are potentially in the works for Battlefield 5. The C96 pistol carbine, Fairbear Sykes fighting knife, and Beretta M1935 PG assault rifle may be coming in weeks 9 through 12 of Chapter 4. A barbed wire gadget that slows enemies down was found. It could be similar to the barbed wire in Rainbow Six Siege. As for the Pacific in Chapter 5, a beach landing mode with 2 phases was found. It sounds like a combination of Outpost mode and Breakthrough. Cosmetic item bundles and Grand Operations info for the Battle of Greece were also found. A new trailer for Apex Legends' upcoming second season hints at some sweeping changes to the game's map. Several areas have been destroyed following the sabotage of the map's repulsor tower. Titanfall players will know that these towers prevent wildlife from intruding. With Apex's repulsor damaged, the large dinosaurs that were previously roaming the edge of the map are free to stomp right through the playable area. There's also hints that a new legend is responsible for the sabotage. Season 2 launches next Tuesday. In addition to the map changes, it includes the new Legend Watson, L-Star EMG ranked mode, new hop-ups, weapon adjustments, tons of new cosmetic unlocks, and more. With Apex's first season of disappointment in the rear view, it seems like players are starting to get pretty excited about Season 2. It offers a lot more actual content and does away with more frustrating elements of the game's previous Battle Pass. TREYARCH found themselves at the center of a scathing report from Kotaku's Jason Schreier this week. In it, he details accounts from several employees at the company that describe insane crunch time, rush development, mistreated QA testers and contractors more leading up to the release of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and even months after. 2 years into development, the game's planned campaign was scrapped in early 2018, giving the devs only 9 months to fill the void it left. Their solution was the game's Battle Royale mode, Blackout. Those 9 months were a constant rush to get the game delivered on time. Something similar reportedly happened with Black Ops 3. The game was initially going to have an open world campaign, only for it to get scrapped midway through development. Employees then had to rush to get the game's final campaign finished. Following the release of Black Ops 3, TREYARCH promised its employees that they wouldn't put them through something like that again. Apparently that promise was a very empty one. Some employees reported pulling 64-hour work weeks to get Black Ops 4 out the door. Others, particularly contractors, reported getting lowball pay rates and mistreated by executive staff. The report paints an ugly yet shockingly typical portrait of TREYARCH and, well, many other game studios. The past few years have seen several major development studios mistreating and overworking employees to meet deadlines, often with disastrous consequences, like in the case with Anthem. Following the report's release, TREYARCH sent a company-wide email to its employees promising change was on the horizon. A new narrative-based game set in the PUBG universe is now in development. The project is being led by Sledgehammer Games' former co-founder Glenn Schofield. He led development on the Call of Duty franchise from the release of Modern Warfare 3 all the way to 2017's World War II entry. He also led development at Visceral Games on the Dead Space franchise. His new studio, Striking Distance, will make a standalone game set in the PUBG universe. Beyond that, not much is known. It has no release date, so don't expect it anytime soon. PUBG's latest update is now live on PC. It includes a new ledge grab system, armored vehicle, and more. A hotfix to address the poor performance was issued a few days after the patch went live. Battalion 1944 might have finally found its audience. When it initially launched via Steam Early Access last year, the game's servers couldn't handle the load. This led to a massive crash in player count shortly following its release. Since then, development of the game continued without making much headway towards bringing players back. However, it looks like things have turned around since the game's proper 1.0 launch last month. In the last 30 days, Battalion's average player count has grown by over 500% and is now averaging around 4,000 concurrent players at peak hours. With plenty of free content updates in the work and custom map support already implemented, Battalion might have a bright future ahead of it. Roguelike shooter Risk of Rain just got a big content update. Called Scorched Acres, it adds a new area of the same name and a new character called Rex. It also adds the new Grove Tender boss that can block healing and some new items. Scorched Acres is the first milestone update for the game. Its next major update launches later this summer. The long-awaited Zen levels for the Half-Life 1 remake Black Mesa are now available in a public beta. Black Mesa initially launched as a free mod for Half-Life 2 in 2012. It mostly ported the original game to the Half-Life 2 engine, with a ton of work done to refit the game for a more modern presentation. Since then, it's been updated, expanded, and reworked several times, eventually releasing in 2015 as a standalone title via Steam Early Access. But the Zen levels have been totally MIA since the original mod's launch. Valve created Zen at the tail end of their initial game development and didn't have time to fully realize their vision for the game's ending. Black Mesa's developers wanted to rebuild Zen from the ground up, unlike the rest of the game's levels, to realize Valve's original vision of the alien homeworld. What's currently playable looks very promising. The beta offers 3 levels, which are just a small part of the final product. Visually, it's unmistakably Zen, but it looks pretty incredible even for a game using the Half-Life 2 engine. There are new puzzle elements and enemy variants unique to Black Mesa's version of Zen. Unfortunately, the remaining Zen levels don't have a release date. And speaking of Valve, the Steam Summer Sale is now live. It caused some controversy with a minigame that seemed to encourage users to wipe their wish lists for a chance to get a free code for games on it. Valve has since clarified all you need to do is put your desired game at the top of your wish list. Valve has also launched their new Index VR headset this week. At $999 for the full kit, the price is a bit off-putting, but it includes a major leap in controller design as well as a higher refresh rate and resolution screen than previous Vive headsets. Early reviews are very positive, especially regarding the improved controllers, which give you a real sense of hand presence in-game thanks to full finger tracking. Twitch has also stirred the pot this week with the launch of subscriber-only streams. Anyone that's either an affiliate or a partner and meets the specific criteria can offer sub-only streams for their paying viewers. Many people, both viewers and streamers, took to social media accusing the feature of locking content behind a paywall and encouraging shady tactics to reel in potential subscribers. While much of the outrage has been directed at Twitch themselves, the prevalent counterpoint has been that these sub-only streams are an optional tool broadcasters can choose to use or not. Online privacy advocates have also pointed out potential situations in which sub-only streams can help streamers avoid harassment. EA Access, the publisher's game subscription service, is launching on PlayStation 4 starting July 24th. At launch, all games in the EA Access Vault that are currently accessible on Xbox One will be available to PS4 owners that sign up for the program. Your subscription doesn't transfer between platforms, so having it on Xbox One won't also unlock it on PS4. That said, at $30 a year or $5 a month, EA Access is a pretty attractive alternative to paying $60 for every major title that you want to play. If you cancel your subscription, you lose access to any games you installed via EA Access, but your progress will still be saved. Resubscribing to the service will restore all of your games. In our final story this week, NVIDIA have been teasing a refresh of their RTX graphics cards. The current RTX 2060, 70, and 80 GPUs will get an upgraded model called the Super. Each will be a slightly upgraded version of the existing card, featuring more VRAM and potentially higher clock speeds. Those slight upgrades don't come cheap, however. According to leaked Amazon listings, they'll be roughly $150 more than the standard version. NVIDIA's pricing for the RTX cards were heavily criticized at launch as they offered only mild performance gains over the last gen cards, but cost more on average and include hardware acceleration for features like ray tracing that no games provided when they initially launched, and still today not too many games provide support for. Hopefully the launch of Super RTX cards leads to a discount of existing RTX hardware. And that wraps it up for today's episode of This Week in Gaming. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you thought any stories were particularly interesting or if there is something you think we missed in today's episode. And I'll see you guys next time. This is Level Cap signing off.